Hello, this is Eileen Daly-Boas, your friendly librarian. Today I'm going to show you how to search ATLA. That's the American Theological Library Association database. As you might guess from its title, it deals with topics pretty much solely in theology and religion. So instead of searching, say, all of Google, which I think of as a giant haystack, you might want to search a much, much smaller haystack, which would be a database where it's focused on a particular topic. So the way we're going to start is at library.rochester.edu, your place for all things library, and click on the Databases tab. Now, if you know the database title like we do, you could just type in ATLA, but I'm going to show you a nice trick. It'll show you browse by subject, choose religion, and instead of just getting ATLA religion, we see other databases, other smaller haystacks of information. So say we don't find what we're looking for, or we find a couple of good things in ATLA religion, we might try Oxford Scholarship Online. And as you can see, there's 24. So that's a nice small set of databases, but that are really just focused on religion, theology. Sometimes they get a little bit broader. So we're going to click on ATLA religion, and at this point it's going to prompt you for your guest net ID. So it'll have something underlined guest, and you're going to get that from Rose Flickner. If you don't know how, shoot me an email or look on that guide, the LibGuide, and you'll be able to see how to do it. So what ATLA Religion does, since it's designed for religious scholars, it has a whole bunch of fields you can choose from. When you don't choose anything, it's like keyword, just like Google. You just throw words in and it'll try to figure it out. But it also has, if you know the author, if there's a particular author you're interested in, if you already know the title that you're interested in, I find this database is really good for discovery, so I tend not to come looking for something in particular, except when I'm also interested in a scripture citation. So in this case, you could put in Galatians 12, and it will show you everything on that people have written that is specifically about Galatians 12, which can be really great. In this case, I'm just going to show you sort of basic searching. Now, one of the things, if you type into Google something like Job and suffering, it's going to show you an awful lot of things written by, say, people like me about suffering at my job. And that's not what we want. We know that's a problem. And so if we come to something like this database and we type in Job suffering, we're not going to get things about how to be happier at work or 10 tips for not suffering at your job. We're going to get things about Job, which is exactly what we want, and that's exactly the reason you'd want to choose a database in a particular subject as opposed to something really as big as Google. Feels like a shortcut. Google sometimes isn't. So if you notice, we can see that there's subjects listed. So Bible, Job, theology. Another one is Bible, Job, language and style. Another topic, a subject, is suffering. And so you can kind of get a sense as to what these articles are about without actually reading the whole article. You can see that if you're looking for full text, some of them have the PDFs right there. Sometimes you'll see this, find at UR. And what this will do is to search to see if we do have electronic access to the item. And I'm going to click this. I haven't tried this out, which is probably the worst idea for a video ever, but welcome to my life. And so in this case, as you can see, it didn't know that we had access, but we do, and the full text comes up. Here we are, Modern Theology, just came out last year, and we can read the whole article once we click here. And I'll just do it just so you can see for sure that you can. And we can read, what I usually say is, take that first paragraph seriously to see if it's something you're interested in. And then if you're interested in downloading it, you can see this little PDF here. So the other thing that you might want to do is, as you look through this and you say, oh, I'm really interested in the subject as Bible, Job, criticism and interpretation. Maybe you're looking for just all the criticism, and that doesn't mean criticism like, Job, you're a lousy person. It means criticism like people have been thinking hard about it. And so I might copy this whole subject, Bible, Job, criticism and interpretation, and paste that in. And what this will do when we select our field of subject, which is down here, is that's going to narrow it down. So we're not going to have 380. We're going to have a lot fewer. but we're going to know that everything is about criticism and interpretation of the passage in Job. 344, we have our first clue that we've got a pretty broad access here, so we might want to narrow it. And this on the side, if you look at this sidebar, this is really helpful. What this will do is much like Amazon. So we might want to say language English. That's the one I'm competent in. And we might also limit to scholarly peer-reviewed journals. The reason you might want to do that is instead of getting, say, things from magazines, this is going to put you in the scholarly conversation. We're down to 132, and so now we can start looking at some of these titles. Again, if we see a PDF, we can click on it like this. But if we don't, we can, I'm going to skip Kierkegaard. I'm going to skip intertextuality. Sensory mimicry. I have no idea what that is. It looks like it has something to do with anthropomorphism. We're going to click on that, and it's going to look to see if it's there. What I'm kind of hoping is, we don't have it. And you might think, oh, that's terrible, we don't have it. Remember, you can always click on this link for Interlibrary Loan. And when we do click on this link, what it'll do is it'll send us, we're going to log in with our GuestNet ID, and what it'll do is it'll say to our Interlibrary Loan department that you'd like this journal, and all you have to do is put the wanted by date, and if it's an electronic article, you can put tomorrow, they'll get it. Click submit request, and you're all done. So one of the things I like to do is when I'm searching is to think about different subjects that I might be interested in, different keywords. Select all fields is the keyword, and you can try a whole bunch of things. And remember, searching in a database isn't like searching for the phone number for the pizza place, because you might try a whole bunch of different keywords. And I think I've linked to a different video below on how to search for keywords. And so now we get, right, Job, transgression, and punishment. We get some different things. And so that's a nice thing to remember. Don't expect you're only going to search once. Search a few times, and that's totally okay. If you need help, if you'd like to talk through this with someone, I am that someone. Give me a holler, and either through chat or phone or email. Email is probably the quickest, and I'll talk to you soon.